Metals are crystalline at atomic level. This means that within a sample of pure metal, the metal atoms arrange themselves in a neat and orderly way. The atoms are tightly packed, immobilized, and organized in a repeated pattern. Each individual atom is surrounded by the same number of surrounding atoms. This structure can be described as a giant structure of positive ions surrounded by a sea of delocalized electrons. The outer electrons of metal atoms are free to float throughout the crystalline structures. This structure gives metals some intriguing properties.
Good morning. Today we are going to explain to you what a metallic crystal is and tell you about their properties. A metallic crystal is a group of positive metal ions in a sea of negative electrons. The atoms in the metallic crystal have a covalently bond to each other to create a metallic crystal. A metallic crystal is described as being a giant structure of positive ions in a sea of negative electrons, because there are many free electrons surrounding the metal atoms.
Metals are good conductors of electricity as they have many free electrons. The metal atoms are sometimes described as being in a sea of electrons. These free electrons enable conductivity of metal, as when the metal is connected to a cell or another electricity source, the free electrons are pushed away from the negative terminal to the positive one, creating an electric current. The more free electrons there are, the better the conductivity of electricity will be, as there are more free electrons in the current. Okay, another thing metals are good at is that they're very malleable. Malleable means able to be bent in shape. Metals are malleable because of their giant lattice structures. The structure is made in a way that there are layers of bonded atoms on top of each other. These layers can slide right and left without the metal's bonds coming apart. The bonds between the atoms will not break, as in the giant lattice structure of a metal. The attractions between metal atoms This is an experiment to test the heat conductivity of the metals. As you can see, there are dimples here where water has been placed. The metals we have are aluminum, brass, copper, and iron. So we're going to test the conductivity by putting a flame underneath the metals and to see which of the water evaporates first. So conduction works when a particle is heated. The particles become excited and they start knocking into each other. Particles will then knock into the particles next to it and will pass the vibration down the line. So far, none of the particles have started. So as you can see, the aluminium is the fastest conductor, as the water has already started boiling. This is as aluminum has the most free electrons.